it's really hard to get into, and also the type of people that go there are going to be a lot different than people who meet those. These people have been basically working all their lives to go to school like this. But that doesn't mean that you can't do just as good as they do, or even better. So I would say, first of all, like, I never even knew the school existed until I applied there, and I've been living in this area for 21 years. So I'd say it's really important to get out there and get familiar with the school. It's actually like a really nice looking place. It's also a really prestigious place. It's really close to home. So what I would say is that, yeah, it is a competitive school, but they also, because it's so competitive, prestigious, they have a lot of money, like billions of dollars. And that means people like us, or most of the people here, will get to go there for free. So right now, I actually get paid to go to school there. I actually have an apartment that we pay for, and all my expenses are paid through the school. So I think definitely if you manage to get in there, it's definitely a big deal. And I guess you're sort of speaking what makes Chicago different from other similar schools. The college is actually a liberal arts school within a larger university. Do you guys know what liberal arts college is? Alright, so liberal arts colleges, the type of majors they offer is a bit more limited, but they also concentrate on more rigorous core topics like humanities and stuff like that. So the type of general classes you'll take at University of Chicago, probably some of the best classes you've ever taken in your life. You'll learn so much about like the foundations of what people thought about society and what people think about the world. And for me, those classes have been some of the most useful I've ever taken. So I would say it's definitely a college for people that are more intellectually interested and want to actually learn more about the world and learn how to become like a better citizen and a better person. But that being said, there's also a lot of opportunities for careers and more pre-professional things. So the University of Chicago is really famous because it actually has the best department in economics in the whole world. So I think last year, 2 people got like the Nobel Prize in economics. And these are professors that are there. You can walk on campus and say hi. So a lot of people do that. If you're more interested in like, being a doctor, going into finance, you can do that. Just major in economics, and you probably have a really successful career. Even if you're, undergraduate education was so much streamlined or more pragmatic.
I'm gonna jump in for a second.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of you guys flipping through this brochure. On the back is where all the majors are at, and as Armando just mentioned about like pre-professional programs. So if you're thinking education, law, medicine, they don't actually offer that as a major, but you have like an advisor you can get for that, and that's in the back of this brochure. Law school, you go and you get an undergraduate degree, a lot of times in political science, but it could be in art history, it could be in biology. And then you apply to law schools and go from there. But the University of Chicago sets you up to be highly competitive when you're applying to those schools. So they don't have those pre-professional programs where sometimes some of the other colleges that you probably talked to today do, like, hey, I'm going to enter pre-law. But that doesn't mean you're not getting exposure to that. They have a huge network. You meet with a career counselor. They help you kind of pad that resume. You look for internships, and they'll help you kind of move into that later on. But all the actual majors, minors, and concentrations and stuff are on the back. You guys are on quarter schedule too, right? So how many classes do you take per quarter?
Okay, so I guess I can talk a bit about that. So quarter system is a bit different than the semester system, because you actually get three semesters. They call them trimesters. So that means you take a lot more different classes than you would at a semester school. So you could take, let's see, 12 different classes in a whole year, as opposed to maybe like 8. And I think usually the minimum classes you can take is 3, and the maximum you can take is 4. And they might sound not as many classes as you would take at other school, but these classes are like very rigorous and very hard. 4 classes is actually like a full schedule, and you actually learn a lot just by taking 4. Even 3. 3 might be a better option for taking a bit more rigorous like science classes for math and stuff like that. So yeah, each trimester is like 10 weeks. It actually goes by really fast, but you actually learn a lot. So I think that's one of the advantages, is you get more time to take more electives, and your classes are just as in-depth as they would be in a semester.
So typically what ends up happening is students get to Northwestern, and they would take a class in communication studies, and they'll transfer into that major. And so it is almost transferred into major at Northwestern. On the other side of the School of Comm, we have our performance majors. So we have theater, radio, television, film, dance, and performance studies. These majors do not require an audition, so you'll just apply to Northwestern. We'll make sure you'll be a good fit for those programs. And so if you want to do performance, but you don't want to do it academically, you have the opportunity to do so about 80 or so times. We have 80 student-ran productions each year, so you can sing, dance, act, build a stage, design costumes, write a play, and have people act it out. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do so. And then we have classes for non-majors as well, so if you want to kind of dabble in theater or dance or anything like that, you can do that as well. We have our Medill School of Journalism, Media, and Integrated Marketing Communication. It has a really long name for me to say. It only has one major, which is journalism. You kind of take the same sequence of classes when you first get to Northwestern, just to kind of learn what it means to be a journalist. And then you'll specialize in one of 4 concentrations, which are in the pamphlet. During your junior or senior year, you do what's called a journalism residency. And so we have over 100 potential sites that you could go to. Some of our more popular sites are Time Magazine, People Magazine, and the marketing department of Chicago Blackhawks. We also have partnerships with smaller media outlets so that you can be the anchor in the 5 o'clock news as well. This is not kind of like you're not getting coffee or making copies, you're writing stories. There's a student that I present with. She did her journalism residency at the Miami Herald, and she was able to write, she did sports media, and so she ended up writing a front page story for the Miami Herald while she was there. So lots of different ways that you can do that. I also had a friend who majored in journalism and Spanish, and she did her journalism residency in South America. So lots of different ways for you to kind of pursue what you're interested in there. So we are a Common App school. So if you are planning to go to college, you are probably going to fill out the Common App. There are over 500 schools on the Common App. And so that won't give you any extra work there. We have a Northwestern supplement, which has 3 questions. Which of our 6 schools are you applying to? What is your anticipated major, which can be undecided, and we will not hold that against you? And why Northwestern? 300 words. Why do you want to go to Northwestern? You can write more if you want to. We just ask that you don't write a novel. We look at 6 different things. 7 if you count demonstrated interest. Demonstrated interest is every time you see us, filling out one of those white contact cards, coming and visiting campus, saying hi at a college fair, anything like that. Would be demonstrated interest, sending emails, asking questions.
So once we get your application, either between November 1st and January 15th, our application goes live August 1, guys. So if you are done with your application by September, submit it. Go ahead. We'll let you know by at least October. Because once again, the earlier the better. We are part of the Common Application, which is a electronic application process. And so when you go on commonapp.org, you can select UIC and it'll take you directly to our application. On there, you can submit your letters of recommendation. If you would like, we don't require letters of recommendation. However, I highly recommend that you do so. Now, if you're applying for the Honors College, 2 letters of recommendation are required, as well as another essay. You will need to write an essay for general admissions. But you can do all of that on Common App. Your counselor as well can upload your ACT scores and your transcripts all on Common App. So it's no additional website, no loops, no nothing like that. You'll be able to go directly in and finish out the application there. Once we get everything, you'll get an email from us on how to check the status of your application. It's usually apply.uic.edu, and it'll show you what you're missing, what's still outstanding. If you selected the Honors College, guys, you will be required to submit all of that information. Now, your application for general admissions won't be held, but your Honors College application will. If during the process you decide I don't want to do Honors College, that's totally fine. As long as you have 3 semesters left at UIC, you can still apply to the Honors College. I like the Honors College personally because A, it gives academic as well as financial support, and 2, because you all are in summer classes now. I mean, you already are taking your academic journey to a whole nother level. You might as well continue it in college. So that's why the Honors College is there. It's for a small group of students from all different disciplines that really want an additional accolade to the academic journey. So many students that are in the Honors College, like I said, they get financial support as well as academic support. They get smaller discussion sections as well as priority for registration. So for those of you that are like, I'm not a morning person, I need afternoon classes, being in the Honors College will be great for you. Because once again, you get that priority with registration over your peers. You register even before seniors. So, so that says a lot about that. Also, the Honors College as well gives you a gateway into another program that you have in front of you. You should have received a handout called our Guaranteed Professional Program Admissions. This program is special and it's unlike its kind because what it does is as a rising freshman, incoming student at UIC, you'll be guaranteed admission into one of these graduate level programs, pending your completion of your degree, as well as pending the completion of that graduate level, the graduate application materials such as either the GRE, the GMAT, the MCAT, PCAT, whatever. But you still have to take those and do the application. But regardless of how you do, you've already been accepted. So if pharmacy is your end goal, if business is your end goal, if dentistry is your end goal, this program is very, very nice.